Good morning, students. I am Edwin Rach. I am the A-level accounting head of the department from Ahmadiyya International School. In this session, I will revise you the key points about the topic control procedures. As you all are preparing for your final exam, I know that all these topics has been covered for in the classrooms, but still it's the time that I should revise you the main key points which will enable you to do the exams with as a tips, and it will help you to do the exam very easy. Now let me come to the topic control procedures. My first question is, why should I select this topic? That is more important. Most of the students find it as very difficult, and at the same time, it is one among the very important topic for your EdExcel exams. You will find always the questions from this particular topic. Major marks will be awarded for you. Under this topic, students will be assessed on the following points. Number one, trial balance. Under the trial balance, we explain how to prepare trial balance. Next, number two is control accounts. Under the control account, I will demonstrate to you how to prepare control account for sales and purchases ledgers. Of course, explaining the control accounts are an independent check on sales and purchase ledger, but this is the theory part which will be carried for the next class. For time being, we will go ahead with only the preparation part, which is major area of the topic. Third topic will be correction of errors. Of course, this is the very difficult area for you. So I will be mostly concentrating and explaining on this particular topic, which you really feel very difficult. Under these topics, you students must be able to identify and explain errors that do and do not affect the trial balance of the Next, you should be able to make the journal entries to correct the errors. Of course, you all know that any errors made in accounting should be corrected through making journal entries, not simply writing debit, credit. You won't score marks. In fact, if you want to get a better marks, make sure that you read the question carefully. And if the question suggests that prepare, keep in mind the term prepare, it has a particular format. You can't prepare as you wish. But if the question comes correct, calculate, whatever it is, in that case you need not go for a fixed format. So please students, remember that your topic here we say that make the journal entries. Make the journal entries in the sense it is prepare the journal entries. You must follow a fixed format. I will come back to you. Next, how to prepare suspense account. After preparing the journal entries, you will be asked to prepare suspense account. Then you will be asked to prepare statement of revised profit. When we say statement of revised profit, it is again, I repeat, it is a fixed format. But sometime they might ask, the question will come, calculate revised profit. In that sense, it is your option. It is your option. You might follow any format whichever convenient for you. You might use 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, I don't mind it. But if the question says prepare statement of revised profit, make sure you follow the format what is given to you. Either the examiner might ask, instead of asking prepare, they might give a table. Complete the table given. Complete the table given in the sense you must follow that structure what is given to you. So there are different structures. You should be thorough on that area. Since it is one among the, again I repeat, one among the very important part of the section. Then comes correction of errors in control account. Even though once you know that control account is a checking device, when the control account doesn't balance, there are some errors. We must make sure that Those errors again can be corrected through control accounts after preparing the journal entries. Now the question is, what is trial balance? That's the first topic. We are here covering three topics. One is trial balance, number two control account, third errors. Number one is trial balance. What is trial balance? Trial balance is a list of accounts which have balances on a particular date, not for the year. Some students always write list of accounts which have balances for the year. It's not correct answer. You must make sure that it should be on a certain date, on a particular date. After preparing the ledger accounts will show different balances. It might show debit or credit balances. And it should be posted accordingly. I will show you the format of a trial balance now. You might notice the trial balance format, it has two columns, debit and credit. And here we list out all these accounts in this detail column. And if your ledger account shows debit balance, make sure that the amount should be recorded on the debit column. And if it shows credit column, you should make sure that the amount should be recorded in the credit column. Next comes the control account. Normally we have sales ledger control account and the purchase ledger control account. I am very sure that your class teachers, your subject teachers would have demonstrated very well about control account. So I need not emphasize on control account more because it is very simple parts. Once if you know the format, just record the amounts, fine. So I don't go for very detailed. In case if you have doubt, please approach us tomorrow. I will explain you more and more if you need it. This is the format for purchase ledger control account, which format would have been issued in the classroom. If not, please copy down. But make sure that prepare control account. When you prepare control account, make sure to bring down the balance after the total. This is the common mistake which is made by most of the candidates in the exam. Because when they practice in the classroom, you students don't bring down the balance saying that, sir, miss, it is time consuming. No. When you are afraid of time consuming, you will lose marks. Please students, make sure that you should bring down the balance. I emphasize on that point repeatedly. Bring down the balance after the total. Otherwise, you will lose 1 or 2 marks. Make sure 1 mark even is very important for your grades. Next, the important topic here I have to come for very detailedly. The correction of errors. Under the correction of errors, first let me list out all the errors which do not affect the balancing of the trial balance. There are 7 errors. We will see one by one. This topic I will demonstrate very well. See that first one, error of omission. Number 2, error of commission. Number 3, error of principal. And 4, error of complete reversal entries. 5, error of original entries. 6, error of transposition. And 7, error of compensation. Now, let me come one by one. First, let us look into the error of commission, how to rectify and how to identify it. Error of omission, the key point to identify it is if it is not entered. If any transaction or if any account is not entered, we name it as an error of omission. How to rectify it? Just record the entries. I mean the double entry for the particular transaction. If one account is not recorded, just record that particular entry, whether it should be debited or credited. For example, goods taken for own use, £600. Goods taken for own use, £600. No entry had been recorded in the books. Here you can find a word, no entries had been recorded. The key point says not recorded. So it is an error of omission. So we have to make an entry for that. So the rectification answer will be debit drawings 600, credit purchase 600. Next, number 2, error of commission. The key point to identify this error is it is entered, but it is entered in wrong person account. Wrong person account. How to rectify it? Record the correct person and cancel the wrong person. Very simple way. record the correct person and cancel the wrong person. Example, goods sold to Sifla, pound 700 had been wrongly entered in Sifa accounts. Here you might notice wrong person. The goods had been sold to Sifla, but we have recorded in Sifa. Both are different persons. So here we find Sifa is a wrong person account. So now we have to rectify it. How to rectify is first record or enter the correct person who is Sifla and cancel the wrong person who is Sifa. So the answer will be debit Sifla pound 700 and credit Sifa pound 700. The third type is error of principle. The key point to identify is entered in wrong type or class of the accounts. Wrong type or class of the account in the sense it might be capital expenditure, you would have treated as a revenue expenditure. Or revenue expenditure you would have treated as a capital expenditure. We call it as a wrong type. How to correct this type of errors? The same method what you followed for error of commission. Error of principle and error of commission, we follow the same method for the rectification. So here also, how to rectify is record the correct type of the class of the account and cancel the wrong type or class of the accounts. So example, bought machinery pound 7,000 had been wrongly entered in machinery repairs account, whereas bought machinery is a capital expenditure, but we have been recorded in machinery repairs account, which is a revenue expenditure. So here we call it as a wrong class. Capital expenditure had been recorded as a revenue expenditure. So students, how to approach it is, how to rectify this error is, as I said, record the correct type. What is the correct type over here? Bought machinery. Bought machinery is an asset. Asset increase, debit. That is the basic rule you would have learned in grade 8 onwards. Asset increase, debit. Therefore, debit the machinery account and repairs account you should cancel it. So credit repairs account. So simple. See the answer. So debit machinery pound 7,000 and credit machinery repairs pound 7,000. The next type of error is complete reversal. Complete reversal in the sense, key point, entered in wrong side of the accounts. Entered in the wrong side of the account sense, debit account had been credited, credit account had been debited. It's wrong side. So how to rectify it? Just record in the correct side of the account. Identify that particular account to be debited or credited. Accordingly, you just record it first. Then make sure that you double the amount. That is the area many of the students will forget. They will just copy down the same amount as it is. Don't do that. Make sure that after recording the entry, double the amount. So example, paid check pound 500 to Maya had been wrongly debited in the bank account and credited in Maya account. Students, see here, paid check bank should be credited, but it has been debited there, and Maya is supposed to be debited, but it had been credited here. Therefore, we call it a wrong side. The name of the error is error of complete reversal. So how to rectify? I said that record the correct side. So the correct side is debit Maya, credit, bank. But see that amount is doubled, 500 times 2,000. Most of you normally write 500. It is wrong. Fine. Next error is error of original entries. It is little bit easy one. Error of original entries. The key point is with wrong amount. When you record the wrong amount, it might be more amount or less amount. We call it as understated or overstated. So how to rectify it? The first step, you should rectify the check whether it had been understated or overstated, because the steps in rectification of understated and overstated both are entirely different. So if it is understated, make the correct, same entries with the difference of the two amounts. Keep in mind, The previous error of reversal, there will be double the amount. Double the amount. But here, difference of the two amounts. Don't go and double it. Okay? And if overstated, make the opposite entry, just opposite of the journal entries, what you know it. But here also you should enter the difference of the two amounts given. Don't double it. Please, well remember, error of reversal entry, double the amount, original entry, difference. But sometimes they might give a by value, by value. In that case, by value you should record it. By value is the difference of two amounts. I hope you understand. Now, example, paid insurance by check £45 had been wrongly recorded as £54 in both accounts. You might notice the correct amount, the paid amount is 45, but you recorded as a 54, which is wrong amount. So please check whether it is been understated or overstated. We have recorded or we have posted with more amount. The real amount is 45. We have posted with 54. So it is overstated. When it is overstated, you should make an opposite entry, I said. First you should know the correct entry for paid insurance by check is insurance debit, bank credit. So opposite, bank debit, insurance credit. The difference, once again I call, the difference between 54 and 45, that is 9. Next comes list of errors. This is the second group. List of errors that do affect the balance of the trial balance. The previous topic I said, list of errors which do not affect, nowadays which affect the trial balance. Namely, error of costing, error of carrying forward, error of balancing, error of posting to the correct account, and etc. and error of partial omission. Then, these errors, the errors which do not affect the trial balance, which do affect the balance, these errors usually involve only one account, not both accounts, two accounts. Only one account in any transaction, the other account will be suspense account. So this account has either an over debit or an over credit, or under debit or under credit. The other account would be a suspense account. So example, some errors which will be corrected through income statement. This is another area most of the students are making a mistake. They think that if one account is debited means the other account, if it is there, other account is not given, it is suspense. No, there are list of accounts which can be corrected through income statement, not an suspense account. For example, error on the following, closing inventory. If you make an error on closing inventory, let us say closing inventory is understated. It is an asset. So debit the closing inventory. The other account will be not suspense. It should be income statement, not suspense. Closing inventory, like that, prepaid and accrued expenses, like that, prepaid accrued income, providing depreciation, maintaining provision for doubtful debts, and extra. These are the errors we correct through income statement, not by writing suspense. Keep in mind, major area. Then there is an unique error which will be corrected through opening capital. That is error on opening inventory. If you make error on opening inventory, make sure that the journal entry should be inventory and opening capital. The point to be highlighted here is that I said that all errors should be corrected by preparing journal entries. Please make sure you should prepare journal entries. Next part, how to prepare a suspense account. Of course, once if you prepare the journal entries, I will be very sure that you will be able to draw suspense accounts. But it starts with the difference in the trial balance. Always start with the difference in the trial balance. Then, once the post account by looking at the journal entries which you made for rectifying the errors, note that when all the errors are rectified, there will be no more difference between two sides of the total. Next part, you feel difficult is prepare a statement of revised profits. Prepare a statement of revised profit. Identify the accounts which will be transferred to income statement from the journal you prepared. First you should identify what are the items will be posted to income statement, what are the accounts will be transferred to income statement. If those accounts are debited in the journal, it will decrease the profits. And if those accounts are credited in the journal, it will increase the profits. Now I will demonstrate to you how to prepare revised profits on the board. Let us take this journal entries as an example. This is the journal entry which you have prepared. Let us say a question is given to you. For that question, when you go for rectification of the errors, you prepare the journal entries this much. So from this journal, how I am going to do revised profits? The statement will be like this. Here, this is increased column. This is decreased column. And here it is found. We start with drafted profits. Drafted profit for the year. Let us say the given figure, drafted profit will be given you in the question generally. So let us say it's given you 18,000. It's an example. 18,000. Fine. Now I am going to see the effect of these 5 errors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1. Sales debit, suspense credit. Check out of these two which will be transferred to income statement. Only the sales account. The sales account had been debited, therefore it decreased the amount. So I write the amount in the decrease column. 6,000 sales. Number 2, out of machinery and machinery repairs. Machinery is a non-current assets which will not be transferred to income statement. Only the machinery repairs is transferred. Machinery repair is credited, so it increased the value. Machinery repairs credited, so it increased 8,000. Next comes income statement debit, provision for depreciation credit. Income statement, the amount will be transferred. Income statement amount will be transferred to income statement. So it has been debited, so it will decrease the amount. So provision for depreciation, decrease column, 2,000. Next, number 4, SELA debit, SEMA credit. SELA debit, SEMA credit, both are person accounts. They might be either customer or supplier, trade receivable or trade payable, which will not be transferred to income statement. Therefore, this particular entry has no effect on the revised profit. So here you might write no effects. No effect on this one. And the last one, again, income statement debit, closing inventory credits. Income statement debit, closing inventory credit. Out of that, income statement amount will be transferred to income statement, and closing inventory is a current asset. Current asset which will not go under income statement. It goes under current asset, is a statement of financial position. So here if you notice, this income statement 4,000 debit will be, therefore it will decrease the revised profit. So closing inventory decrease 4,000. That's all about this, how to be posted. Now you can total it. Here you write total increase or decrease. Total increase or decrease. Total the amount, increase column 8,000. Decrease column 6 plus 2 plus 4, 12,000. 12,000. So this is the total effects of these errors. How does it affect your revised profit? See here, it will increase by 8,000 and it will decrease by 12,000. Therefore, revised profit is 18,000. It will increase by 8, so 26, and it will decrease by 12, so 14,000 is your answer. I hope you understand how I have demonstrated that. When you go through your, I will give you certain list of questions which will help you to go through. Please revise at home and come with your doubts to us tomorrow. We'll be awaiting for your doubts, clarifications. So question you can refer and try out are January 2010, question number 2, June 2010, question number 2, January 2012, question number 2, January 2013, question number 3, January 2015, question number 4, and June 2016, question number 6, and June 2018, question number 2. Dear students, as a teacher, I know that these many questions you will not be able to practice tonight. Rome is not built in a day. So please, you select out of this list of questions, you select few questions and work out and see that you will come across some doubts. Please raise your doubts to us. We teachers are here to clarify your doubts, and we will give you full support on preparing your exams. Thank you very much. Hope to meet you again tomorrow.